The following feature presentation is part of the Skywalking Network.
We're going to be recording this.
I'm going to be wobbling my hat.
This is what you can look forward to on our holiday episode of Skywalking Through Neverland.
And I want to challenge everybody to dare to live their dreams. Go for it.
So keep in mind, the theater is 18 plus only, as there is some naughty language,
So Sarah, you're going to fit right in.
Why is that?
Sarah swears.
And when I realized that, I was like, this is the year it's going to happen.
I'm often referred to as the OM, which is the original Mace, since I was the first Mace in the Star Wars universe.
Therefore, I finish your...
Sandwiches.
There you go.
Amen.
May the force be with her.
I can see flash mobs doing this.
If you work at it and you practice enough, you will succeed.
Are you ready?
Welcome to Neverland.
Here we go.
A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome. Disneyland is your land.
When I first made Star Wars, everybody in Hollywood said, well, this is a movie Disney should have made.
You're more than just fans. You're family.
Best day ever!
Secrets loud.
It's about family, and that's what's so powerful about it.
Hey.
When you use a bird to write with, it's called tweeting.
When we visit the world of Disney, we never grow old. It's a Peter Pan, Never Land that keeps us young in heart.
This is Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi, and you are skywalking through Neverland. I have a good feeling about this.
Hey, Skywalkers! Do you dare to dream? If so, then we want to welcome you to Skywalking Through Neverland. We are your enthusiastic podcast destination for the many decades of your Star Wars, Disney, Marvel, and holiday fandom. I am Richard Woloski, your tour guide through fandom. But now, everyone, please say hello to my sweetie wife, Sarah.
Hey, Skywalkers! It's time to give you guys a big Wookiee hug because it's the holiday season and you are our family of Skywalkers. And as we know, holidays are all about family, right?
Of course they are.
Of course. Well, we want to thank you so much for listening to this show every week. We also want to give a big shout out to those watching us on Facebook Live right now from our Skywalking Through Neverland page. And also, we tried Instagram Live this week. So we're also on Instagram at the same time. It's pretty fun.
And very distracting.
Yeah. Oh, because now you're watching yourself bob your head.
I'm watching myself bobble my hat. I'm wearing one of those spring-loaded Christmas hats.
That's very cute. Aw. So we want to know, are you guys on Instagram? Do you like us to go Instagram Live? Are you guys on Facebook for Facebook Live, or do you want us to do both? Just let us know. We're curious. We're just trying new things. So always trying new things, right?
Yeah. I think later on we should have like 15 different monitors for MySpace and Twitter and Snapchat. And
right.
UChat.
YouTube Live.
Anything and everything.
Well, we just love it when you share our joy any way you can in this adventure through fandom.
Now, we are recording this from Long Beach, California on December 11th, 2018. Now, these last couple of years, Sarah, what were we doing on December 11th?
Well, weren't we doing like press events for Star Wars or seeing the films?
Yeah.
Right.
We were sleeping on sidewalks.
We're sleeping on sidewalks. There you go.
That's what I was trying to lead you into while waiting for press events and screenings and our first showing of Force Awakens, Rogue One, Last Jedi, and this year should have been Solo, but we got it in May.
Yes.
But I miss sleeping on sidewalks, so tonight, let's just camp out on our
front sidewalk.
Front walk, yeah.
Where we have our AT-ATs lined up.
We have an AT-AT out there.
We have a holiday AT-AT and a holiday
AT-M6.
M6. I was going to get it all by myself.
I know, but you know, if Pattern has showed me anything,
what?
You always say AT, then I finish with the M6.
Okay.
Therefore, I finish your...
Sandwiches.
There you go.
Amen.
All right, now let's come on over here to Mickey Mouse so he can tell us the time. Eventually. Every time.
I wish Tinkerbell could tell us the time.
I wish you could tell us the time.
You're so mean. You're so mean. Hold on. What do I do? Okay. Okay. Ready? Here we go.
It's 1:32. Good afternoon.
Wow, it is late in the day.
No, pal. I want him to say good afternoon, pal.
Well, thanks a lot, Mickey.
Well,
Some
it is.
pal you are.
You know, he just turned 90, okay? Cut him some slack.
Cut him a little bit of slack this time. Next week, different story, Mickey.
Reynold is asking, are we on Friendster? That's way down on the internet, in the internet world.
But, put it on your
Wreck-It
list.
Ralph.
Put it on your list. Friendster.
Okay, Friendster.
Nice.
I did go on a MySpace date.
Did you?
Yeah, right before I met you.
Okay, as long as we're there.
Yeah. No, it was right before I met you.
It was last week.
I was on MySpace. And I was like talking to you message someone, or I forget if it was live chat or message, whatever. Anyway, but he was in town and we went on this date, and then I went out dancing and I met you. And I stayed with you.
Had you seen him since? No? Okay.
No.
All right, just want to make sure.
No. His picture was like nothing like what he looked like.
That's always the case. Come on.
Exactly.
Just know that. Now, there's something else that the Skywalkers should know, sweetie. And that's what's coming up on this episode.
They should know that.
King of the segues over here. Now, our good friend and Ewok Adventure actor Eric Walker is back to tell us all about Dare to Dream in a galaxy far, far away, which is oddly enough the name of his brand new inspirational song.
Nice.
I can't wait for the Skywalkers to hear it. He's going to make his debut, the song's debut, on this episode.
Yes, before it actually comes out next week on Tuesday.
Yep, December the 18th.
Now, we're also very excited to have Andrew Osborne on the show. You may be wondering who that is. Well, he is the creator and producer of a new live play premiering in Hollywood, California called Special. Now, what's this based on?
It's based on the great, the fantastic, the fantabulous...
The Star Wars Holiday Special.
Yes,
Yay.
So he's going to dramatize the behind the scenes of the Star Wars Holiday Special, and I cannot wait. This is just going to be so exciting.
This is right up your alley.
Yeah, and we talked to him last week, and we're going to play our discussion later on this show, and he's just so upbeat, so personable, and I can't wait to meet this man in person.
Now, we also have shout-outs and
things we want to share.
Things we want to share. Things we want to share. Things we want to share.
Like Richard just mentioned, we'll be talking with Andrew Osborne on this episode and hear all about the new show, Special. So we wanted to tell you about a Skywalker Holiday Meet-Up on December 30th, where we will go and actually see Special. Live theater in Hollywood. So the show is at 5 p.m. on December 30th, and then we're going to go out and have dinner. So it'll be a nice, long, fun meetup. Andrew is giving Skywalkers a discounted price on the tickets, and it's going to be just $15 per ticket if you go to his website and enter the code STN in all caps.
So go over there to his website, specialtheplay.com, and then get to the link where you can get tickets, and once again, enter the code capital S, capital T, capital N.
Yes.
And then you will get your discount.
Yeah. So keep in mind, the theater is 18 plus only, as there is some naughty language. So
Sarah, you're going to fit right in.
Why is that?
Sarah swears. This is right up your alley.
And since, the producer, Andrew Osborne, knows that we're coming, there will be some special surprises that night as well. So it should be a really fun time.
Like some giveaways. Ooh.
That's right.
So Skywalkers, we hope to see you there. And
may the Force be Arthur. Oh.
B. Arthur plays Akmina. That's good stuff. That's very good stuff.
It is. Wow.
Just one more round, friend. Then a homeward bound, friend. Don't forget me in your dreams.
Well, Skywalkers, there is more coming your way. Aside from a Skywalker meetup, Sarah, aren't we giving away stuff ourselves?
Yes, we are. We are on Instagram right now at SkywalkingPod. We just posted holiday giveaway number 1, where we're giving away a Toy Story alien popcorn bucket.
I have been chosen. Farewell, my friends. I go on to a better place.
From Disneyland. It's the holiday one where he's wearing a Santa hat and he opens his big mouth and you can put popcorn in there.
Where is he?
Oh, I think he's on the little credenza.
Right, hold on, I'll go get him. All right, and here we go. Look.
It's our popcorn bucket, the
right.
alien popcorn bucket.
Face huggers, check this out.
Rawr.
This is the little alien from Toy Story. He's wearing a Santa suit. You can open up his mouth and put whatever you want right inside.
Yay. And he's got a really cool strap that you can wear.
All right, now this is going to be really fun. If you're going to be at Disneyland or California Adventure, when you go up to the popcorn counter, call him Yoda. Call him Yoda. Why does Yoda have 3 eyes?
Look, from the back,
he looks like Yoda.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they didn't.
Three-toed.
Yeah,
3 fingers.
3 fingers. They didn't.
Ears.
Yeah, the concession workers did not find that funny after the 50th time. So let's keep this going, okay?
All right. So those of you watching right now, you can head to Instagram at SkywalkingPod, and there is a post. The latest post says what to do for the giveaway, which is basically follow us on Instagram. You can like and comment on that particular Instagram post and tell us your favorite holiday food to eat at a Disney park. And then also you can tag 3 friends in your comments.
Now we have something else to give away, don't we?
We do, but that's going to be holiday giveaway number 2 next week.
Gotcha.
Because for this giveaway, it is ending on Monday, December 17th.
Ooh,
all right?
Okay.
And so then we're doing the next giveaway starting on Tuesday. So yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Yay. So that'll be fun.
Just like the Star Wars Holiday Special, we are the gift that keeps on giving.
Indeed.
All right, Skywalkers. Now, we have one more thing to share. And every year, we play my all-time favorite Christmas song in the show. Sarah, what is your all-time favorite Christmas song?
You didn't warn me you were going to ask me this.
I didn't know I was going to ask you until right now. You know what? Okay, tell you what. I'll go on with this, and then when we're done playing the song, then we want to hear your favorite Christmas song, all right?
Okay.
Now, my favorite all-time Christmas song is Ryuchi by the Monkees. They just put out a Christmas album called The Monkees Christmas Party, where this song was remastered. And if you know Portuguese, then go ahead and sing along. Oh, this will be a treat to your eardrums.
Ryuchi la guarda ribera, Dios guardó el lobo de nuestra cordera. Dios guardó el lobo de nuestra cordera. Ryuchi la guarda ribera. Dios guardó el lobo de nuestra cordera. Dios guardó el lobo de nuestra cordera. El lobo rabioso la quiso morder, mas Dios poderoso la supo defender. Quízole hacer que no pudiese pecar, ya no original tu virgen no tuviera. Ryuchi la guarda ribera. Dios guardó el lobo de nuestra cordera. Dios guardó el lobo de nuestra cordera. Esta que es nacido es el gran monarca, Cristo patriarca de carne vestido, ya nos redimido con serse chiquito, aunque infinito, finito se hiciera. Ryuchi la guarda ribera. Dios guardó el lobo de nuestra cordera. Dios guardó el lobo de nuestra cordera.
All right, now, Sarah, what is your favorite Christmas song?
There's so many good ones. But thinking back to choir days, I really loved singing Carol of the Bells because it has so many different parts to it. And I've sung all the parts. So I've sung, except for the bass. So I've actually sung I've sung the alto part, which is fun. And I've sung the main melody, and I've also sang the tenor part at some point. And they all do different things at different times, and it's really fun. So I don't know, that's not necessarily my favorite, but it's my favorite to sing, if that makes sense.
You know what? That's a good answer.
Yeah.
You know, I've also got to put up there, what can you give a Wookiee for Christmas when he already owns a comb? R2-D2, we wish you a Merry Christmas.
Yeah. I mean, I have favorite Christmas albums, but And I love the Home Alone soundtrack at Christmas. It's just really fun. And so is actually, yeah, these are like soundtracks that you can play at Christmas time and it totally gets you in the mood. So like Home Alone is one of those. And also Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone for me is very Christmassy.
See, that wasn't a hard question.
Yeah.
All right, Skywalkers, what is your favorite Christmas song?
Yeah, we want to know. We want to know. So tweet at us at SkywalkingPod and let us know.
Okay, Eric Warren he's a face hugger right now. He says bells, bells, bells.
Yes.
From
bells,
Christmas
bells,
in the
bells.
Stars.
Bells. What was all that? All that was the verse. A verse always comes before the chorus. Bells, 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 the thing to do is ring. Bells, bells, bells.
All right, now with that, let's dare to dream with Ewok Adventure actor and musician Eric Walker. We are very excited to have our good friend Eric Walker back on Skywalking Through Neverland. Not only is Eric an actor, but he's also a very accomplished musician.
And now he's here to debut his brand new Star Wars inspirational song, Dare to Dream in a Galaxy Far, Far Away. Hey, Eric!
Hey, guys. Well, thanks for having me back. It's always a pleasure to be with you, Richard, and you, Sarah. I love your show. I'm glad to be here on Skywalking Through Neverland.
Nice.
Well, thank you very much. That's a great introduction. Not sure where to go from there.
Well, let's see. Eric, how have you been?
I've been doing really good. I'm currently working on my fourth album, which is a little bit of a departure. This album's going to be actually released with a sci-fi novel. And the music's inspired by that, so people could actually read the sci-fi novel and listen to my music at the same time. So it's a new concept. It's different. But that's not what we're here for today. We're here to talk about the new Star Wars theme song, Dare to Dream. And I'm excited about it. It's coming out next Tuesday, December 18th. It will be available on iTunes, Amazon, all streaming media, basically.
Oh, nice.
And I'm excited to premiere it with you guys here today. So,
well, we are very excited to debut your song. But you know what? Let's take a step back. And since Disney has bought Lucasfilm, there are new generations of fans coming into Star Wars fandom. So if they have not yet seen the Ewok movies, can you tell everyone how you are linked to the Star Wars universe?
Yes, I played Mace Tawani in both the Ewok Adventure, Caravan of Courage, and Ewoks: A Battle for Endor, and I'm often referred to as the OM, which is the original Mace, since I was the first Mace in the Star Wars universe.
Master Windu, this party's over.
I gotta give a shout out to. Believe I was on a podcast years ago with on I think it was called something else. Now it's called Rebel Force Radio. So those guys over there gave me the nickname Original Mace OM, the OM, and that was quite an experience. I was a teenager, so it was like a kid being in a candy shop and living your dream. I was able to work with George Lucas, and a lot of people don't realize that a lot of people don't realize he actually directed the reshoot of Caravan of Courage. For 1 week, I was actually directed by George Lucas, and it's not publicized too much out there. Everybody says he came back to directing on the prequels, but that's not true. He actually had a very hands-on experience with Caravan of Courage, starting with he was working editing it, and then he was very involved.
How many people can say I've been directed by George Lucas? That's pretty amazing.
Right. And even Eric has got this poster hanging up that it's an Ewok Adventure poster where he was drawn by Drew Struzan, one of the greatest Star Wars artists out there. And wow, check. Directed by George Lucas, having been painted by Drew Struzan.
Yeah, I know, right? It definitely was. I was pinching myself the whole time. Was a big Star Wars fan. I saw Return of the Jedi 12 or 15 times. I don't know how many times, this in the summer of 1983. So when I went into doing this movie, once I found out what it was, I definitely knew that I was involved with Star Wars, and it was quite exciting.
Wow. And for the Skywalkers, if you want to hear more behind the scenes on the Ewok Adventure and Ewok's Battle for Endor, go back to our 30th anniversary salute to the Ewok Adventure back in, I want to say, 2014.
Yeah, and Eric Walker, you were a guest on that show. So, yeah, that's where we tell your whole story. It's really fascinating.
Really, really fascinating stuff. But now, speaking of fascinating, tell us about your new song, Dare to Dream in a Galaxy Far, Far Away.
Well, I mean, I was, I have a real close friend. His name is Buddy Mix, also known as ACM. And he does he sings like electronic dance music. And he was out here visiting from North Carolina, and we are also working on another project called Teach the World to Sing, which is a different documentary about the teachers of the world that teach people to sing. And I was sitting out here, and I said, I have this, dance track that I haven't done anything with, and there's no Star Wars coming out this year. There's not Episode 9's not until next year in December, and we don't have a spinoff film. So I said, why don't we just do something with the song I have? And the song was already called Dare to Dream. And I said, let's make it a Star Wars theme. And then he started singing, in a galaxy far, far away. And it just clicked. And it just became, magical. And I think that's, to me, that's what Star Wars represents. It's about magic, and it's about, dreaming and living in a fantasy, and I want to challenge everybody to dare to, live their dreams, go for it. That's what life's about. I had somebody recently on Facebook mention they wish they had the skills I had as a musician and a composer. And I said, that didn't come easy for me. I had to work at it. And maybe there are people out there that are gifted naturally, and they're God gives them talent. But if you work at it and you practice enough, you will succeed. And that's what I was trying to teach people. And that's what Dare to Dream is. It's about, living your dreams, going out there in a galaxy far, far, far away. With hard work, you could do it, and you could achieve anything. And that's, to me, what the song's about. And it's fun, too, because it's a dance. So we're going to create this new dance, Richard and Sarah, where everybody, claps their hands, stomp their feet, shakes their hips and repeat, feel the rhythm and the beat. Those are some of the lines. So we're going to create this whole dance with it too. So I encourage everybody to do the Dare to Dream dance as well.
Is that an Ewok dance?
Oh, the Yub Nub
I
dance.
guess Yub Nub. I guess the Ewoks could do that type of dance. Definitely they could do it.
The way you just said those lyrics, it almost sounded like you could do a whole rap version of the song as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually, when you play it here in a few seconds or a minute, I'm doing the rap, by the way. So that is my voice. I just lowered it a little bit because I have a higher sounding voice, so you will be hearing me. I'm actually rapping on this song.
Nice. Well, okay, so that brings to mind, what age group is this geared for?
You know what? It's geared for kids, but it's also geared for the kid in all of us as well. Which is what Star Wars is about anyway. George Lucas even said Star Wars is for 12-year-olds. So I would say this is for 8 to 12-year-olds and also the kid in all of us. I think that would be a good description. But it's just a fun track. You're going to want to dance. It's going to stick in your head. You're going to repeat the lyrics, and it's just you'll see. Everybody will see if it sticks in your head. And the other thing I wanted to mention too, Richard and Sarah, before you play the song, I'm going to go ahead and donate most of the proceeds from this to Star Wars related charities.
Whoa.
Yes, and I want to make that announcement here. So I want anybody that has a worthy charity to go ahead and get in contact with me, because I'm going to be picking from whatever suggestions are from the Skywalking Through Neverland fans or also Star Wars fans. Get those ideas to me, because I'm going to pick a few charities to donate most of the proceeds of the song.
That is fantastic. And how should they get a hold of you?
Well, you could go to my website, which is ericwalkermusic.com. And also I'm on Facebook. I'm on YouTube. I believe on Facebook it's official Eric Walker. On YouTube it's Eric Walker Music.
And it's Eric with a C. Just so we...
With a C, correct. Yeah. Yes.
Do you have a specific charity that you have in mind to start off with?
Well, there's a couple that I'm slightly interested in right now. I know that Peter Mayhew has a charity. I'd like to donate some to him. And I think there is a charity that deals with the 501st. Those guys are great.
Yeah, you might want to also get in touch with liningup.net. They work a lot with Starlight Children's Foundation, and they just they just raise so much money to make all of these kids' wishes come true, especially during the holidays like right now. So, we commend you for your efforts and for giving back to those who really, really need support the most.
Absolutely. That's what it's all about. And I want everybody to take the song, enjoy it, and, let's get a lot of money to charities.
Nice.
Yeah, you sent me this rough mix last week, and I've had this in my head, and I love it. I really, really love this song. It has a great message, and yeah, this will become the next dance craze movement.
That would be awesome.
I can see flash mobs doing this.
Nice.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I could see everybody at Celebration. Maybe we could perform it at Celebration next year. We could all do it. Let's make it viral and let's perform it.
And one of the greatest hooks for me is that it has an 80s sound to it. Was that an intention, or am I just pulling that from my own nostalgic nerves?
Well, well, you get a little bit of that. I mean, that's with some of the sounds I used, like the Mini Moog and some other bass sounds. Yeah, you're right on the money on that one. Good call, Richard. It does have it has an 80s feel, but it also has a 70s or 80s nostalgia with especially with the harmonies on the Dare to Dream part. You're right on that, right on the money. It has a very looking way back feel. But it also it's an EDM track, so it's an electronic dance track, so it has that. It has a modernness to it as well.
You know what? Your voice almost sounds, I want to say, Spandau Ballet.
Okay. I remember them. They're great.
Their big song was True. And I'm listening to it going, wow, what does Eric, who does he sound like? And it's like, Spandau Ballet, that's it.
Thanks, yeah.
Okay, so I want to know, is Dare to Dream like just a one-off single, or is it part of a new album?
Dare to Dream is going to be released as a single. It might eventually be released as another on an album like in the future, but right now it's going to be a single. And then, as I had mentioned to Richard too, when the holidays settle down, we're going to have a music video as well.
Ooh.
Yeah, can't wait for that.
Nice.
Yeah, so much potential. Now, you know what? You had said something a minute or two ago, and it's just ringing in my head. You said that you had used a Moog synthesizer?
Yes, I used a Mini Moog. You familiar with that?
Oh, very much so.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not. What's a Moog?
Here's a trivia fact.
Okay.
The very first rock song that the Moog synthesizer was used for was the Monkees' Star Collector.
Oh.
Wow. I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, Mickey Dolenz heard this instrument and said, "What is this? I want this." He bought it and he used it on the songs Star Collector and Daily Nightly from the album Pisces, Aquarius, Capricorn, and Jones.
Look at you, a walking Google website.
There you go. Well, I mean, it's the version. I don't actually have the hardware synth, the Moog synth, but what I'm using is a software synth, which they emulate the same sound.
Right.
But I understand the actual piece of hardware, the Mini Moog synth. It's very expensive. It's a very rare, keyboard.
Oh yeah, one just sold at an auction for
an obscene amount
of money. Yes, that's.
I bet.
Yeah. So when you said that, it's like, whoa, wait a minute, you got a Moog? Why didn't we lead with that?
Yeah, right. Well, actually, the keyboards I have, in case any of your fans are interested, I have a Yamaha Montage 8.
Nice.
It's actually an 88 keyboard. I think I have pictures on my Facebook. And I also, for solos, I have the Rolly Seaboard Rise, which is a newer type of instrument, and the keys are like made out of rubber. So you could actually play between the notes. So it's the first time you could actually, play like you're a guitar player or you're playing a horn instrument or a wind instrument, you could actually sound like you're playing it because it has vibrato and pitch bend, and you can play between the notes as well.
Yeah, we're looking at your keyboard right now, and I think it has more buttons than the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah, the montage is great. But the top one here, this black smaller keyboard, is the Rolly Seaboard Rise, this black one here.
Okay, I didn't realize that was a keyboard.
So
Cool.
when did you pick up the music bug?
Oh, the music thing started, as an actor, you have to try to be a triple threat. You need to learn how to do other than acting, like singing, dancing, or playing an instrument. So what happened was that's how I met ACM, who sings on this track. He was my vocal instructor. So we go way back over 30 years. So, and I started taking vocal lessons in the 80s. I went to the LA County High School for the Performing Arts. I don't know if you heard about it. It's out here. It's like Fame School.
Mm-hmm.
And, we had, Josh Groban went there, Fergie, Corbin Blue, Jenna Elfman. And I was also Anthony Anderson from Blackish. He was in my class, actually. He was in one of my student films. But I'm getting into too many stories here. But what happened was when I was going to the LA County High School for the Performing Arts, they have a music room, piano rooms downstairs in the basement. So I used to go, I wanted to learn how to play the piano. So I would go, we would have like an extended lunch. It would last like 2.5 hours before we would go in the morning, we would have our academics, and then in the afternoon, we'd have our arts. And I was in the theater department. But I would go down to the music department and I'd play piano for an hour every day. And I just kept doing that for like 3 years. And finally, by the time I got almost out of high school, I asked my dad if, as a graduation present, if he could purchase me a keyboard. So that's when I started getting that bug. And I had my first keyboard in 1988. I think it was, I'm trying to remember the name of it. It was a very old one, like a DX7 II or something like that, Yamaha. And I had a role in it as well. And over time, I've had different instruments, but that's how I started. So I've been doing this for quite a while.
Do you play just the keyboards, or do you play anything else? Guitar, drums, bass, tambourine?
I do play a little bit of guitar, and you hear that in some of my tracks. I also play a little bit of drums, but most of my experience is with keyboard. And I could do all those sounds on the keyboard anyway. But there's nothing like having a real bass player, real horn player, all that stuff. So on my albums, I often will have guest musicians come on and play those instruments because I really believe in having the real thing there as well.
I hear you.
I am so inspired by musicians who can play more than one instrument and can compose, because that's one of those things that always just leapfrogged right over me. I tried playing guitar and it just didn't happen.
Richard, like I said earlier, you could do anything as long as you were willing to put the practice in. And it took me years and years and years. It didn't come easy for me, and I'm self-taught, and I've learned more and more. Even in the last few years, I've actually grown as well, even more as a musician, even though I've been doing it a lot. Because I had this challenge I did a couple years ago to one of my friends, our Facebook persons, challenged me to write one song a week for a year.
Wow.
So if you go on my YouTube page, you'll see I wrote 52 songs in 1 year.
Wow.
So
that's incredible. You stuck with that. That's awesome.
I did, and you'll hear the evolution and the process. But a lot of those songs ended up on my last album, Brand New Day.
Oh.
So it's just a great, like I said, it's just practice, perseverance, tenacity. As long as you have all that, anybody here could do it.
Well, you know what? That's a great message to me, because I'm going to dare to dream. I dare to dream to pick up the guitar every single year.
Richard, we need to take like guitar lessons together.
Yes, that's a great idea.
Let's do it. There's a music school right down not school, but like the music place down the street. I do.
I would love to do that.
I do. Let's do it.
We've got 3 guitars here. I don't know where they came from, but we have 3 guitars, and this is a very good goal. Eric, I'm so glad you were on the show today, because you just told us to dare to dream, and we're gonna do that. Now, can you tell all these Skywalkers where they can go to hear your other albums, or to contact you, and how to contact you on social media? And once again, tell them where to go, where they can donate to your charities.
Well, I mean, the easiest website to remember is just my regular website, ericwalkermusic.com, because on that website, you could go to the other social media stuff like Facebook and YouTube and stuff. Like there's links on my website. So that's probably the easiest way to go, ericwalkermusic.com. For any of the Skywalkers who also like to stream music, I'm on everything. I'm on Apple Music, I'm on iTunes, I'm on Amazon, I'm on Google Play, I'm on YouTube. So you could all go to all those and just type in the name of my albums. There's 3 of them. The first album was called Tangier Dream, which is had another Star Wars song on it called Return to Endor. You might want to listen to that song. And then the second album is Universal Delight. And the third album, which I was up for Grammy consideration, was Brand New Day, which came out like a year or so ago.
Nice.
Wow. And you had given us some of your CDs when we last saw you, and we gave those out to Skywalkers, and they wrote back and how much they loved the songs. They really had a good time listening to them because all your music is extremely inspirational.
Thank you. That's my goal. My goal is to help everybody to, go away to a distant land and, get out of this world. I want to, it's very atmospheric. This I will actually make a CD out of this, even though it's a single. So it might not have them till near the end of the year. But I'd like you to give a couple copies of that away to your Skywalkers as well. So,
we would love that.
Perfect. Thank you.
We're all about giving back, just like yourself.
Yes.
Now, with that, Eric, do you want to go ahead and introduce Dare to Dream in a Galaxy Far, Far Away?
Here we go. This is the song Dare to Dream in a Galaxy Far, Far Away.
Why are you just sitting there? What's your problem? Are you scared? Everything is magic here. We make it up out of thin air. Nothing's complete, nothing's concrete. Sweet or sour, it's what we make. The question is the answer to most everything. The Wookiee, Han, and Luke wouldn't sit back and wait. Come on, it's not too late. Clap your hands, stomp your feet, shake your hips, and repeat. Feel the rhythm and the beat. Stroke your hair, kiss the air. Dare to dream. To hesitate, there's no stop and celebrate. Every day's a brand new day. Let's get going. What you say? Nothing's complete, nothing's concrete. Sweet or sour, it's what we make. The question is the answer to most everything. And Padme Ray wouldn't sit back and wait. Come on, it's not too late. Clap your hands, stomp your feet, shake your hips, and repeat. Feel the rhythm and the beat. Stroke your hair, kiss the air. Dare to dream. Far, far away, dare to dream, dare to dream in a galaxy far, far away, dare to dream.
See, that's what I mean. It's an earworm.
Yeah, absolutely. That's like stuck in my head.
It's going to be that and Jingle Bells this year.
There you go.
Well, Eric, thank you very much for letting us debut your song here on Skywalking Through Neverland, and we can't wait to see more from you. You're a talented young man.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And shout out to Buddy Mix, ACM, for the great vocals. That's his voice there singing the chorus part. And also shout out to the good gentleman who is doing the mastering and mixing, Jonathan at Wellsaid Entertainment. Did a great job.
Oh,
excellent.
Great.
Great shout out.
Well, Eric, once again, thank you very much. Merry Christmas. Happy Life Day. May the Force be with you. And Yub Nub.
And always remember.
Yub Nub.
Neverland on Endor.
Land on Alderaan.
Yeah, or Endor, because look what happened to the Tuwani family.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right. There you go. That's a good point.
They crash landed, abducted by the Goraks, and you know what? It took a couple of small children to save the day.
In a galaxy far, far away, a brother and sister search for their missing parents.
How are we gonna find them?
We will. Don't worry.
And fate leads them to the magical Ewoks.
We help you.
Now, a great adventure begins.
You hear that?
Sometimes when you search for the impossible, an unbelievable adventure unfolds.
I wish we had furry creatures like you where I came from.
Don't miss the Ewok Adventure, now on video cassette from MGM UA Home Video.
Shout-outs, Skywalker shout-outs. Which Skywalkers get props from here in Neverland? Who was tweeted out? Shout-out. Who was photobombed? Shout-out. Who was shared a post? Shout-out.
We want to give a big shout-out to Blast Points Podcast. They created an episode mimicking the structure of the Star Wars Holiday Special and called it their Holiday Special Show.
See, once again, it is the gift that keeps on giving.
Well, we, along with many other guests, are on that episode of Blast Points Podcast, and we all tell our holiday traditions. And I know for Richard and I, we always start at Home Depot.
If you've seen our front lawn, you'll know why. So thank you to Jason and Gabe for having us on Blast Points.
Now, let's give a big shout out to all the Skywalkers who met us for the Festival of Holidays Meet-Up at Disneyland on December 4th. They were the Mandervillians,
Kai Charles,
Michelle and Kaya,
Brian Sims,
the Peralta family,
and the Inquisitor, Dave Scale. That name is just going to stick with Dave Scale.
Yes. We ate a lot of fun foods and drank some fun drinks, including some spiked eggnog. And we generally had a blast. So there's some great pictures, especially in our Facebook group, and you may even see a video of Richard eating something.
Oh, that was good. That toffee something?
Yeah.
Now, this happened right after I had the spiked eggnog, and I didn't know I was that David Mandervillian was shooting me on his iPhone.
No. Don't anyone record this. No. This is so good. This is almost as good as the Beverly soda.
It's okay.
Oh, my goodness. Now, where's David? David, you gotta try this. Where did he go? This is so good.
Oh, yes, you did.
So I was having a good time with this piece of toffee something.
It was like a bread pudding. It was like toffee bread pudding.
Oh, it was so good.
Yeah.
It was really good, as you'll see in the video.
Indeed. You'll want to have what he's having.
Oh, but I'm bummed.
Thank you. I'm here every week.
Yeah, you are.
All right, Skywalkers. Every month, we give a big shout out to all of our Skywalking Force. So those who contribute at $5 or more per month get a shout out on the show. So here are our November shout outs. We want to give a big thank you to Peter and Norma Heitman,
Kurt Emery,
Mike Sanders,
Terry Lee,
Jennifer Cole,
Brian Sims,
Bryn McKinnon,
the Hunt family,
Anthony Kakias,
Raynald Gobiel,
Patrick Pine,
Michelle,
Laura Bryce,
and Christopher Marino. So, Sarah, if someone wants to become part of the Skywalking Force, well, what would they do to get a shout-out or the extra bonuses?
Oh, well, they can go to skywalkingforce.com and check out all the different options. It's where we plus up our content, offer little extras. We may even be working on something a little extra special for the holidays.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So just head to skywalkingforce.com.
And now, Sarah, let's roll into our discussion with Andrew Osborne, the creator and producer of the new play that dramatizes the behind-the-scenes of the Star Wars Holiday Special called Special. What is the gift that keeps on giving? The Star Wars Holiday Special, of course. And for those living in and visiting the Los Angeles area, you will be treated to a new play called Special, which will be playing at the Theater of Note in Hollywood, California from December 13th all the way through January 13th.
Here with us now is Andrew Osborne, writer of Special.
Happy Life Day, Andrew!
May the Force be Arthur.
Oh,
you one-upped me. Nice.
That was a nice callback there.
Love that.
That's the phrase our director actually came up with, and now we have it on our T-shirts. So it's fresh in my mind at all times.
Awesome.
May the Force be Arthur. Yeah, you sent us some of those T-shirts to give away at our Lost Con panel, and people were going crazy over those.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, a fight almost broke out because one gentleman named Max, whose name I'm not going to mention, he really wanted one.
Well, they're available at specialtoplay.com. That's specialtoplay.com under our merchandise link.
Sounds like you're not only the writer, you might be the producer.
I am the producer as well, yes. I'm using my huckster producer voice, as you can tell.
Yes.
Publicist, manager, and I think you also do craft services?
Yes, because pretty much.
Well, I love the sound of this production. Good things are to come. Now, as most of the Skywalkers know, we are all about the Star Wars Holiday Special. And could you imagine our surprise when we heard about your show?
Mm-hmm.
Now, when and what originally sparked your initial interest in the Star Wars Holiday Special?
Well, I mean, in my own life, the actual special, I was like, I think about 10 when Star Wars came out. And so I was the perfect age, and it just blew my mind, and I watched it over and over again in theaters. But you didn't know if anything was ever going to happen again with, Luke and Leia and Han and the whole gang. And so you just kept going back to the movie over and over again just because, it's like, maybe that's all the Star Wars I'm ever going to get. But then, you started hearing in Starlog magazine that there was a sequel coming, but it was a long way away. And then you started hearing there was going to be a holiday special. And it was like, oh my God, new Star Wars stuff right on my TV.
So you saw it when it originally aired in 1978.
Oh my God! I had it circled on the calendar and in the TV guide, and all plans for the whole family were canceled, and then it started.
So you are first generation Star Wars Holiday Special fan, and apparently it stuck with you because look where we are now.
Well, it stuck with me like traumatic events always stick with people because it didn't take too many minutes into the special to realize this is not Star Wars. There are Star Wars people in it, but I don't know what this is.
Yeah, that's the one thing we always tell new viewers. All right, it's Star Wars adjacent, if even that. To call it Star Wars very, very loosely. Now, you know what? Let's talk about your show, Special. Tell us all about it and how you came up with the idea.
I always enjoy sort of backstage stories about real life things. Although they're often sort of not. Oh, okay. Well, like an example of like one of the best is the movie Ed Wood, just sort of showing how Plan 9 from Outer Space and some of his other movies came together, and just because they were such a fascinating group of people who made these bizarre movies, and so I thought After reading about the special over the years, like, every now and then a story will come out about it, or you'll hear rumors. You got all the Star Wars people, but then you've also got all these weird TV variety show people involved with it. Like these people who had worked on the Donnie and Marie show and with Shields and Yarnell suddenly just coming together with the Star Wars people. It's just crazy. And there are all these crazy stories from the production of the special, like the fact that they weren't pumping oxygen into the masks of the people playing aliens, so people were passing out on set, and how Carrie Fisher wound up doing a musical number. All these just straight, it was like, there must be a story in there. And so I wrote something up and then realized that this year is the 40th anniversary of the special. And when I realized that, I was like, this is the year it's going to happen. So I immediately, rather than, I had been sort of shopping it around, trying to get it done as like a I'd say a Netflix original movie or something. But when I realized it was 1978, I was like, I can't wait around for the suits to make up their mind. I got to make this happen right now.
Never going to happen if you wait for the suits.
Yeah, so the holiday special is basically the reimagining of the story behind the Star Wars Holiday Special?
Exactly.
Can you give us a tease of some of Special's plot points? Because there's so much to go into.
So it starts the weekend that Marcia Lucas won an Oscar because she was editing Star Wars, and George didn't get an Oscar. And at the Oscar after party, and I should say this is all heavily fictionalized because there's a lot of conflicting stories about how the special came to be. A lot of people sort of distancing themselves for it for some reason. So, we took sort of some of the different versions we had heard about the creation of the special, and then, I just sort of filled in possible blanks about, well, maybe this happened. And so in our make-believe version of it, at this Oscar party, George speaks with Charles Lippincott, who is the head of marketing for what at the time was the Star Wars Corporation, who pitches him on this crazy idea to do a TV show. And so from that point, it follows through how the special comes together, how they hired a director who eventually quit, leaving, and just all the, as one character says, all the idiotic decisions that get made that almost cause the special not to get finished at all. So there's some scenes that take place while they're filming the special, and then up to, once it's done, the horrified reactions of pretty much everybody involved with it. And then there's also like a parallel story about a pair of young geeks, about the age I would have been at the time, and hearing about the special and their growing anticipation for it, and then their horrified reaction when they see the actual result. There's lots of little subplots, like sort of the romantic tension between Harrison Ford and Carrie Fisher on set, and all kinds of good stuff like that.
I see.
It is a Lollapalooza of a show, let me tell you.
I can tell you.
Like George Lucas himself, I decided to just make it happen mostly on my own, but of course not on my own, because I have a lot of great people who sort of joined Team Special, starting with our director, Keir Lordigan, we had worked together on a previous play at a previous theater company, and he had moved on to Theater of Note, and I sent it to him because he is like our target audience of people who love Star Wars, but also weird 70s showbiz stuff. And so he got back to me immediately. He was like, all right, we're doing it. And then he got Lance Guest, who played the Last Starfighter, of all things. And I was like, wait, what? The Last Starfighter is going to be Harrison Ford in the play about this? How can this be happening?
I read your credits, and it sounds like Lance Guest is also playing Mala, Chewbacca's wife. Now, there's lots to explain there, isn't there?
Yes. So there's a 6-person cast, and they, among them, play many, many different roles. And yes, so the actor who plays Harrison Ford, yes, actually also plays Mala at one point. And then we have a swing who comes in and, has to, if somebody's unavailable, they have to jump into whatever bunch of roles that person was going to play. So all sorts of people came together. And what I, in my mind, was a very simple show is just got, now it's a multimedia extravaganza, not unlike the holiday special itself.
Does this pay tribute, would you say, to the holiday special, or is it going to be more of poking fun at it?
Well, I mean, it's hard not to poke fun at the holiday special, but I would say it's definitely an affectionate tribute.
Okay.
Partly because the way we think of it is that like everybody who was involved with it was very talented, and everybody was trying their best to make a good special. It's just that every single person had a completely different idea about what good meant. and they weren't necessarily good at communicating with each other. So it all comes out like, it's almost like looking at an old yearbook, where everybody in the yearbook at the time thought their haircut was great and the outfit they were wearing was great. But then, many years later, you look back at the yearbook photo and go, what was I thinking? Why was I wearing that?
Yeah, I don't think being good was a mandatory issue for the holiday special. It was more of a commercial for the Kenner toys and for the CBS primetime stars.
Well, that's part of the drama, because some people were seeing it as strictly a moneymaker. But, like George Lucas did come up, he had a story in mind. In fact, I think it was the first you heard about the plant, the Wookiee homeworld of Kashyyyk, for instance, I think. And Boba Fett made his first appearance in the special, too. So there are good things about the special.
Oh, there's many, as we've done panels and done shows, tons of great things about the Star Wars Holiday Special. It was just that George Lucas had a story and then handed it over to the producers, who handed it over to their variety show producers, who made it into a Star Wars variety show.
Exactly. And, and so as upset as I was about it at the time, and I think various people involved with it, with the passage of time, you're able to get past, whatever feelings about it and start to just sort of enjoy it for the weird platypus that it is.
Mm-hmm. That's what it is.
Just odd, all these things stuck together that somehow shouldn't exist, but it exists. And so it's easy now to look back and just sort of have a lot of affection for it. And that's kind of the spirit of the show.
Did you talk to anyone closely related to the production just to get some inside notes?
I will say that yes. And this person,
who?
Well, I guess if you see the show, it's let's just say that the character of Bruce Vilanch in the show, our heavily fictionalized version of the very, very talented Bruce writer and actor and philanthropist Bruce Vilanch, a very fine individual who is nice enough to talk to his fans on email. Let's just say that in the play, that character sometimes steps out of or breaks the fourth wall of the ongoing story to point out certain historical inaccuracies, let's say.
My interest is piqued. I'm definitely excited to see it. So can you tell us more about how we can see it? And I think you mentioned something about a preview show.
Well, there is a preview show on Thursday, the December 13. Oh my Lord, that's just less than a week away. Now, the preview is a cheap, a discount show that is actually, I don't know, I got to check to see if there are seats still left to it. But what it is that's basically sort of like our final dress rehearsal. So it will be the show, but there might be some adjustments. So a little behind the scenes action might happen at that show. Then our official opening, after which there will be never any mistakes, I'm sure, is the 14th. And it runs till January 13th. And we also have a very special New Year's Eve show with the show and some special goodies and champagne and, and ringing in the new year with Wookiees and fake celebrities.
Wow.
And it can all be found at specialtheplay.com is where there's information and tickets. And if you go on goldstar.com, they also have limited or discount tickets for the show. Like each show has some, like about 10 discount tickets that goldstar.com provides. So those are sort of first come, first serve if you want to go on Gold Star and get the discount tickets.
Great. And how big is the theater? Is it pretty intimate?
It's intimate. I like that. I think there's about 44 seats per performance.
Nice.
Okay. And what time is the New Year's Eve show?
the New Year's Eve show starts at 9, and then the show's about 2 hours, and then after that, there'll be some partying, maybe some dancing to some cantina band music might get played, some dancing, some video entertainment that it might be shown related to the topic of the play, although not in a copyright infringing way, because by that point the show will be over, and it will just be maybe a fun thing in the background while people wait for the new year to start.
Well, if Disney and Lucasfilm want to come on down and stop you, the more the merrier. Invite them to the show.
Oh, don't say that. We have nothing but respect for the fine people of Disney and all their intellectual property, which is why...
And as long as they respect the holiday special, we'll respect their wishes. How's that?
That sounds like a fine agreement and arrangement. And yeah, I mean, if you look at specialtheplay.com and see our poster, for instance, what it is it's a paper bag over an actor's head with a drawing of a sort of vaguely ape-like creature, but certainly not. It might suggest certain copyrighted science fiction characters, but without exactly looking like them. So everything, we call it, it's our off-brand version of the Star Wars and the holiday special.
Yeah, we're looking at it right now, and it looks like a Wookiee. Looking at it right now, it looks like a Wookiee. And I'm going to guess this is Mala, and this is your way of telling people, hey, Star's the last Starfighter, which brings me around to the initial question. Did Lance Guest, did he volunteer to play Mala, or did you say, hey, Lance, come on over here for a second?
Yeah, and then suddenly a paper bag went over his head, and he said, what's going on? No, he actually, he read the script, and he said, it's quoted on our, on the website, this is funny as bleep. And so he said he read the script, and he just all the shenanigans. Just he thought it was hilarious, so he was willing to be Mala or whoever else the part required of him. So and he and the whole everybody. If you go on the website, you can see the whole cast and our crew. We have very talented people at every part of it who are, taking the script and making it way better because they're hilarious.
Well, It's good to know that Lance Guest is a Star Wars Holiday Special fan.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Well, what's funny is some of the cast members had never seen the show. Some of them had never even heard of the Holiday Special until they got cast. And so, people who have seen the special, we'll see lots of little Easter eggs in the play, and they'll go, oh my God, it's that. But people who had never, ever seen the Holiday Special, when they read the script, they said, this isn't real, right? They didn't actually do that. And it's like, nope. And then they watched the video, and they said, oh my God, they actually did that.
Oh, so much history. So much to learn from the Holiday Special. And Skywalkers will be having a Skywalker Meet-Up to see special on Sunday, December the 30th, and that show starts at 5 p.m., so we'll get a good group to cheer you on.
Oh, hooray! That's great to know.
Yeah, we are so excited.
See, well, maybe we could even do a special, another special T-shirt giveaway. We'll see. Maybe some lucky member of that group will get the coveted May the Force Be Arthur T-shirt.
See, this is what I mean. The Star Wars Holiday Special is the gift that keeps on giving.
It keeps on giving, for sure.
Well, Andrew, thank you very much for coming on, and I can't wait to see Special. I can't wait to meet you face-to-face since you're just pretty much up the street from us.
Yeah, I know. It's on Cahuenga at Theater of Note, and if I had it in front of me, I could say the address, but it's on specialtheplay.com.
Well, luckily we have it right here, and that is 1517 North Cahuenga Boulevard. And I'm going to spell Cahuenga because I used to live on Cahuenga Boulevard, and no one could ever get this. It is Cahuenga. So once again, that's 1517 North Cahuenga Boulevard, Los Angeles, California, 90028. And it's just a couple of blocks up from Hollywood Boulevard.
Oh, nice.
Yes, and Theater of Note, running from December 13th, which is the preview, all the way to January the 13th.
And specialtheplay.com. And you can also look up Special the Play on Facebook if you want to join our Facebook group for photos and behind-the-scenes goodies.
All right. Well, Andrew, thanks so much for talking with us today.
Thank you. It's great.
We celebrate
a
day of peace, a day of harmony.
A day that leads us through the darkness.
Oh, you started something.
A day that leads us to the light. A day that helps us celebrate the light. Warm up your vocal pipes before seeing the show, by the way. There may just be some sing-alongs. I don't know.
Whoa.
This
you know what? Got exponentially better.
I want to see this tonight. Andrew, do what you can to arrange this, would you? I need to see this tonight. We'll blow up our plans.
All right. I'll be at the theater.
Okay. Thanks, Andrew.
Thank you. Have a great Life Day.
Well, that wraps up episode 232 of Skywalking Through Neverland.
We'd like to thank Eric Walker for coming on the show and telling us all about his new single, Dare to Dream in a Galaxy Far, Far Away, which will be available on December the 18th.
On any kind of service that you get your music. So you can stream it from iTunes, Google Play Music, or you can buy it as well. And like he said, your proceeds will go to a charity. Oh, and please, you guys, so get in touch with Eric Walker at ericwalkermusic.com and let him know what charities you would like him to donate to.
Love that. Love that. See, the Star Wars fans just keep on giving all year round.
I know, they really do.
And another big thanks to Andrew Osborne, creator and producer of Special. Now, the Special opens on December the 13th. That'll be their preview show, and the official opening will be on December 14th. However, we're going to do a special Skywalker meetup on December the 30th.
Yep, we're going to go to Hollywood, we're going to see the show, and go out to dinner afterward. Should be really super fun.
And if you don't get a chance to meet up with us, well, the show does run until January the 13th at Theater of Note. That's the name of the theater. Theater of Note in Hollywood, California.
So just head to specialtheplay.com for more information and tickets.
All right, fans. Now, we got a little news about our show, Resistance Flyby.
Yes. Yeah, we kind of discovered that it's really too much to do 2 weekly shows.
So there's so much coming up with Star Wars and Disney that we do really want to focus all our attention on Skywalking Through Neverland.
Yeah, make it the best show possible.
But, if you Skywalkers want to still hear some reactions, if enough of you do respond, then maybe we can insert like a 5 or 10 minute recap on every show.
Yeah.
But let's see what you guys want to do, okay? You guys and girls.
Indeed. Yeah, so what we're going to do is probably a little after Christmas, we're going to kind of have our final flyby episode to go over the last couple shows of Resistance Flyby, because we really just haven't had a chance to do that show.
Yeah.
All
it's a fun show.
Mm-hmm.
But, once again, we want to focus. We get a lot coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Not just with Skywalking Through Neverland, but some other splinter projects that Skywalking Through Neverland presents stuff that, you'll see very soon.
Yeah. So we have some things in the works, and Resistance Flyby, well, it's flown its last.
Bye-bye, Flyby. It's still a fun show to watch. Just continue watching the show. It is a really, really fun show.
All right, Skywalkers, if you'd like to support us, you can head to skywalkingforce.com and be a part of the Skywalking Force. Or if you'd like to support us in a different way, it's the shopping season. So we have a lot of links on our website, skywalkingthroughneverland.com, that you can click through. And for no additional cost to you buying something, we actually get a little cut of whatever you buy, like Pozu shoes and Oppo suits and TeePublic. So once again, that's skywalkingthroughneverland.com.
Now, Skywalkers, if you want some more fun, then head over there to our YouTube channel and subscribe.
Yeah, okay. So we got a new, what is this?
The gimbal.
The gimbal.
The camera gimbal.
The iPhone Steadicam, basically.
So when we're shooting at Disneyland or wherever, it doesn't look like the camera's bouncing up and down as we're walking.
Yeah.
This gives a nice, steady, smooth shot.
Yeah, so we used it at Universal Studios Holidays as our latest. So you can see us trying to use it and using it for the first time. It's kind of fun. So once again, you can head to youtube.com/Skywalking Through Neverland and subscribe.
Now, you can also find Skywalking Through Neverland at JediNews.co.uk and Bantha Tracks.
We are also on social media. We are at Skywalking Pod for Twitter. Don't forget, we have our giveaway on Instagram right now. And we also have our lovely Facebook group, which continues to be just a fun place on the internet of just welcoming people, very friendly people. And if you want to join that, you can head to Facebook and search Skywalking Through Neverland group. You can request to join, and then please make sure you answer the 2 questions that pop up. If you don't answer, we can't let you in, and you'll get stuck in the queue.
There's people in limbo.
In queue limbo.
Queue limbo over there, and got to answer the questions. Not very hard questions.
Yes.
Yeah, we got them off our last SAT tests. Yeah, we did away with the whole oral report. Don't need to do that anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, we want to make it easy. But you know what is easy, Sarah?
What?
If the Skywalkers headed over there to Apple Podcasts or Stitcher, and they want to leave us a review.
Woohoo!
We love the reviews. We want to know what you think. And like we always say, we're not going to tell you to leave 5 stars. That would be pointless. We want you to leave as many stars as you'd like.
All right, now stay tuned for bloopers and other fun conversation after the credits. So, Skywalkers, have a great holiday season. Happy Hanukkah, because I think it's the end of that right now,
Yeah,
right?
Hanukkah just ended.
And Merry Christmas and anything else you guys are up to. And always remember...
Dare to dream.
And
may the Force be Arthur.
And...
Neverland on Alderaan.
Some imagination, huh?
To our Skywalkers and Tweetwalkers, thanks for listening. Skywalking Through Neverland is created and produced by Richard and Sarah Woloski. Original music by Rob Dellinger. Creative consultant Mark Augushowitz. Technical advisor Peter Heitman. Facebook administrators Donald Wicks, Joey Pittman, and Norma Heitman.
Skywalking Through Neverland is intended for entertainment and information purposes only. Any sounds, music, and clips played during this podcast are the property of their copyright holders. All original content is property of Skywalking Through Neverland, all rights reserved. Sorry, had to be said.
And it's going to be just $15 per ticket if you go to his website and enter the code STN in all caps. And now we need the website. May the Force...
Arthur be...
Oh, you!
That was me.
You effed it up. Mrs. Maisel is getting to me. Her naughty language. All right. Holiday giveaway number 1. I didn't know where I was going with that.
Want to start again?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
How cold it is?
Mark
because
says...
you would laugh.
I'm sorry. Mark says the Taylor Swift Christmas. I love that album, actually. French song. Okay.
Amanda Bakken says Snoopy's Christmas.
Oh.
You know what? That melody just popped in my head right now.
50s? It's 50s in Florida?
He's trying to be nice.
Whoa.
50. Florida's never seen 50 degrees.
That's cold.
Yeah. You know what? I will never say it's cold again.
Right?
After seeing that.
Hey, we were in Boston when it was 1 degree. 1 degree.
I think we got a picture of that too.
Oh, we did. That was ridiculous. You couldn't do anything. All right.
Yeah, you could. You could stay in and snuggle and
you couldn't do anything outside.
Watch TV the whole day.
Yes. It's that time of the month. It's time to give our big shout out. I know, sorry, that didn't sound good.
I had to stop you there.
Oh, hey, and my mom.
Yeah.
Yay.
Look at all this.
Wow, we're popular on Facebook today.
You guys are face huggers.
You two guys.
So Lisa, you're a face hugger.
Yeah. All right, so here we go.
And we have some videos over there from where we're just at Universal Hollywood.
I just said that.
You did? Okay, I was reading comments.
I know, it's okay.
So I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Do you recall a time when we didn't have the live?
Oh, yeah. Well, it's it's funny to listen to like our first episode, because if you listen to our first episode, that was literally our third attempt at recording episode 1. And it's just still very like stiff and like the minute we started live podcasting, which I think was a year in, maybe?
Well, no, wasn't it like a year and a half
yeah,
ago?
Something like that. But yeah, we just flow a lot more with you guys here.
Yeah,
so.
well, I know for me, I was getting too much in my head. It's like, did I inflect on the right word? Did I punch that word there? Nope, gotta do it for a 5th take.
And then I get upset with you for
and you would, Sarah would leave for about 30 minutes. All right, I just read the hey Skywalkers. Got 54 choices to choose from.
Yeah.
So that was fun. No, it wasn't. Now it's fun. Yes, I'm gonna go see Santa Claus. Then gotta come back and edit.
Just bad news bears.
Yeah, so just keep on going to like Coruscant or Kashyyyk. Just don't let on Alderaan.
Yep.
Or the Moon of Endor.
Yeah, no, I mean, so if you want to direct it, you'll be the director, and I'll do the rap, and ACM could do the singing, and